Hello, and you are watching the Around the Ballpark podcast. This is 30 Parks in 30 Days. This is your host, Mike Redmond, alongside Darren Redmond. And as you can tell from the background, we're talking about the Angels of California that play in Anaheim and Los Angeles. Have we confirmed their exact location?
I could tell you their location because I've been to the stadium, and they can call themselves the Los Angeles Angels, and we love them, and they're throwing all flowers. But they're not in L.A. They're not in L.A. They're not in L.A. They are more Anaheim, so just call themselves the Anaheim Angels. But they're the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It's the longest name ever, but for a professional sports team. Whatever happened to the days? Just call them the California Angels. That was great.
That was great, and yeah, it's ironic that both teams with the A and the NL and the AL West both don't necessarily play in the city that they're supposed to be playing in. So
That's right. And remember, you can't with the Athletics. You can't say Sacramento. You just got to call them the Athletics this year. You don't even call them the A's. Shh.
Yeah. Yep.
Athletics.
I wonder if they're going to turn them. They walk in the stadium with Sacramento A's merch. If they're going to turn them away, you can't be wearing that in public.
You can't be wearing that. Get with the brand. Anyway.
So as we before we jump into all things Angels here, as we take a quick preview into the 2025 season, this is where we want to shout out to Nashville Tax Solutions and Christopher Bennett and his team. So Darren, if you would mind taking it away.
Attention, Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Struggling with tax issues? Whether you're behind on filings, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance, Nashville Tax Solutions here to help. Their team knows the in and outs of tax relief, and they're ready to fight for you. But don't take my word for it. Don't take Mike's word for it. Hear what some of the clients have had to say. Chris Bennett and his team saved me from a financial nightmare. They're knowledgeable, clear, and compassionate. So don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829. Visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com today. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve a real solution.
Thank you, Darren, and thank you, Christopher Bennett. And so one fun thing we have before we get into the Angels here. So one thing cool, those of you that have been following along each and every day, we are nearing the end of we've just got about 12 or 13 teams left here. But so we have, at the end of each episode, we have let you guys know, the viewers, if they're going to be a playoff team, but where we kind of seeing them fit in the division. So at the end of this, before we give our prediction for where we think the Angels are going to fall this season, I actually did go back into the archives of our 30 Parks in 30 Days for the Athletics, Astros, and Mariners, where we believe that they would finish. So I'll pull that up here at the end, and we'll kind of see where things fit into place. But Darren, wanted to start, if that's cool with you, with the subtractions first. Looking at the Angels, and of course, you could almost put every year a subtraction as being Mike Trout, because he finds himself injured very early on in the season, and then they kind of lose all their momentum. And so we'll get into the lineup and his new positioning and all that pretty soon. But in terms of actual subtractions, any name there on the list here, and I'll pull that up for us. But any name from that list that you're concerned about them losing? Or
there's actually a couple, and both of them go, and believe it or not, to the Red Sox. Patrick Sandoval, functionable, okay, a lefty. He's gonna just. You've been to Fenway Park. He's gonna do very, very well there. And Matt Moore, same thing, lefty. He's gonna do very, very well there, and especially bring them in against lefties. I think both Matt Moore and Patrick Sandoval are a subtraction for the Angels. As it is, they don't have great pitching. And you lost two people who can pitch and give you innings. And in today's world, listen, one thing about the Angels, they need pitchers to go at least 5 or 6 innings. I can't believe it that I'm actually even talking about getting to the 5th inning. It's,
Yeah, it's a sad truth. And now we're seeing a lot of injuries here already in spring training. It's a bit of a extended spring training this season, it seems like, and so it's a bit of a concern. So you need as many healthy arms as you can get, and so, um, but and I'll put that back up there. I want to know what Matt Thaiss did wrong. He was traded to the Cubs, so he's probably feeling pretty good about himself, and then later traded to the White Sox before he even got a chance. So,
Well, it has not been confirmed, but I know that you were concerned about that, and I did some research. He heard that he was traded to Chicago, so he just thought it was the Cubs, and they went, nah. And they,
man, that's this is true. This is true. We speak no lies on this show. No,
that's right.
Nope. So I'll go ahead and throw those pickups on there, and it's a little bit of a page break there, but quite a few pickups. They did. It did seem like they were the first team to make noise, whether it wasn't like monster names or anything like that, but they did make a lot of noise. Some former Mets on this list, but again, same question. Any name on this list that jumps off the page at you?
Yeah, and yes, and at this point, he's more a Brave than a Met. But Travis Deneau, now he gets hurt all the time. He's made of glass Joe less than him, but he can get a clutch hit with nobody's business. He can move, keep the bases moving, keep the runners in coming in, keep that rotation going, and he's a functionable catcher. 2-year deal, Travis Deneau. There are a lot worse catchers out there. He can frame like nobody's business. He could work a pitching staff and get a clutch hit. So I think that's very, very good. Kyle Hendricks, The rest of these 1-year deals that we talk about, right? I don't know much about Yusori Kikuchi, but a 3-year deal. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I like that. For me, I want to mention Yoan Moncada from coming up to the Angels. I think a change of scenery is so important, and especially when you're just in a losing atmosphere and not producing at the level that all the projections were for. I feel like this could be a great spot with him, having guys like Jorge Soler now in the lineup, and d'Arnaud, like you said, and Mike Trout moving to a new position, potentially, hopefully, that's a huge, huge decision. And so hopefully he's in a place now where they can stay healthy and get to the months like August and September, which they usually don't get to see winning baseball in those months. So, but yeah, let's jump ahead and I'll show you guys here the potential rotation now for the Los Angeles Angels. We got some competition there. It says for opening day, but Tyler Anderson, and one thing I jumps off the page without even trying to pronounce some of these names on the list. All kidding aside, one thing that I like is that the number 1 and 2 starters are left-handed pitchers, and those of you that have followed along with us each and every day for these 30 parks in 30 days, there's a lot of right-handed pitching heavy staffs, some of which had all 5 starters as right-handed pitching. So to have your 1 and 2 as left-handed pitchers, that's a good sign.
Oh, I think it's very good. Very good sign.
Yes. And so, but so again, indifferent on Kyle Hendricks and good friend Jack down there. But yeah. So, but that is not the strength of the team. We'll go ahead now and show you our the potential lineup there and your thoughts on how this looks overall. I seeing Moncada at the 8th spot, I think is a win. I think, he was asked to do a lot more in Chicago and having to be in the middle of that lineup. And so signing someone like that into the 8th spot, could be good for a team like this. So it's a little bit deeper, potentially, if Soler can produce at a high level.
I'm surprised to see Logan Hope at catcher. I mean, he's better than Travis. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're going to start there. Maybe he's young.
I think Travis is starting on the DL for a short amount of time. That's the.
Oh, there you go. But again, he's Glass Joe. He's always hurt.
Yeah. Yep. He is. Yep. So that's the difference there.
But serious question.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at this lineup, why would you pitch to Mike Trout?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Jorge Soler is he may hit a couple out of the park here and there, but yeah, you gotta
I mean, seriously, he can hit a mistake, but
that's exactly true. So now for the moment of truth, as we've kind of gone through all that stuff and make sure you guys hit that like button. But the last thing we're going to do is we're going to predict where we think the Angels are going to fall this season. And so let me remove that for you guys. So let's go back in time, so to speak. And here are our picks so far for the division. So Darren and I were in agreement with the Athletics finishing last in the division. We differed on the Astros. I had them second place with the wild card, whereas Darren mentioned that he had the Angels actually finishing above the Astros. And then the Mariners, we were in agreement. The Mariners had them in fourth place, and believe you had them in second place, just falling short of the playoffs as well. So, Darren, I'll start with you. Do we have the Angels winning the division, or do you have the Angels finishing in that third spot?
Third spot, missing playoffs.
Third spot. So let's go ahead and throw up the X, and I'm going to do the same thing on my end. So equal agreement there with that positioning. I have them in the third spot as well. And so, but again, that will go down if Mike Trout is out for a substantial amount of time once again, potentially dropping them lower in the standings. But a team that can finish a lot better than what we saw them finish in last season, which was not a very good record. And I believe their total last season was 63-99. So hoping for them to get to that next level, they're going to need about 78, 79 wins. So it's a lot to get that much win improvement, but a healthy Trout is a good start. So final thoughts from your end on the Angels 2025.
Yeah, real quick, we all know how beautiful Dodger Stadium is. Where the Angels play is not nearly as prestigious, but it's a fun ballpark. It's right near Disney, and the tickets are inexpensive, great sight lines, and right by the Parkway. Go and watch them play. You'll enjoy yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you guys for watching this episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. Continue to watch the rest of our episodes. And until the next episode, we'll see you around the ballpark.